The G20 necessarily, there's no one who doesn't want us in the G20 except this fool. Is this guy who's got a problem with us and by extension America. And America is not a G20. We are a founding member of the G20 and no one is going to push us away. We are going to mobilize international communities to condemn Trump's action. We still have a year where we need to mobilize communities. I want to say it here without any fear of contradiction. Ramaphosa handled this saga very well. If it was me, it would have been worse. He did. That's what you see, that's the thing with diplomacy and radicalism and all of that. You ought to strike a balance. The guy handled that thing very well, very successfully, in a situation where he was confronted by serious hostility. It's not easy to fight America. It has never been easy. But like Fidel Castro, we're not going to retreat. Castro, under serious difficulties, under embargo by America now for more than 60 years. Cuba without toilet papers. You know, in Cuba, when you go to a toilet, those things of toilet papers, you call them what? Ply. They count them for you. Eh? That thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, cut it and give you. They don't give you that thing of the whole roll to the bathroom. That's how much bad it is. And we agreed with the TG that we need to join the mission of the Communist Party to send food worth 1 million to Cuba. We are suffering, we are poor, deep slaughter, but we are in a much better position compared to those comrades in Cuba. Why are they suffering like that? Because they decided to take an ideological position against imperialist forces led by America. We must take inspiration from those people. And where we can help the Cubans, let's do that. I said to the TG, if we ask, because ours is very clear, that thing of declaring money to the IEC and nonsense, it's a mission of the Oppenheimers to see who's funding the EFF. I said to TG, we need to find the individuals who can each give us 99,000 rand, not more than the threshold, so that we don't get to disclose them. Put that money together, buy food, and send to Cuba. That's who we are. Insult us anyhow you want. We build houses for disabled people when we've got houses, because their pain is our pain. So when we do that, you must know we're doing that against America. It will never like that. But are we going to retreat because America doesn't want us to do that? Never. Even if America decides that I should no longer enter America, it's okay, I will enter Zimbabwe, I'll enter Botswana, I'll enter Nigeria, I'll enter Africa, my home. Why should I be concerned about people who are going to feed me beggars and make me fat when I can go to Nigeria and eat jollof? Nice, nom, nice food. So why must I fight for beggars instead of jollof? When we're in Nigeria, you must, DSG was there, we're given a nice jollof rice and what is that, goat soup? Pepper soup by the governor of that state, Enugu state. Ah, la la. Hey, my guy, we were sweating, but we were not stopping. Sweating but not stopping. That's how nice Africa is. So you want to threaten me that you won't give me a visa to America or give me a visa to London? I don't care. I'll go to Africa and enjoy the company of my own people. One day this will come to an end. Even if it's not achieved under me, I must lay a foundation for those who come after me, that we must not hero worship America, so to an extent that when we are threatened that we can't get visas, we retreat on our ideological position. Fidel went to the grave. I went to bury him. He didn't have a visa to America. So who am I? If I were president, I will never be sheepish in front of the US attack on South Africa, never. First thing I would have dealt with properly is that thing of Rwanda of killing our people by Kagame, killing our soldiers. Till today, we have not responded to that situation. Now the report has come out. Only 27% of our soldiers are fit for purpose. It's not me. When I say it, I get insulted and be told he's putting the county at risk. And we are at risk. We need to turn around the military of South Africa. We need to put more money in the military of South Africa. What is the point putting all monies into all of these things when you can be walloped by a small country like Rwanda? Humiliate you to a point where the president of Rwanda makes no apology about it. He continues to insult us till to date. Till to date. And there's no response. Well, me and Ramaphosa leadership style is different. He does his own things his own way. Sometimes they work, most of the times they don't work. Like that diplomacy of his was needed now. Because we owed it not only to Trump, we owed it to the world to be hospitable to our visitors. And we're exactly that. And never shown a sign of a panicking nation which is under siege by America. So you should know that I will never be sheepish. We've got, and most of the Matlala, when Matlala said to he's got, how many? 8 special forces, 9 special forces, 8, and 1 task force. He was not answering the question. He was actually trying to threaten us that he walks around with the army. The Special Forces of South Africa, it means the highest level of the South African National Defense Force. The highest. Those people alone, they can flatten that thing of Rwanda alone. Our Special Forces. They are not small boys, those people. Very dangerous people. Followed by Special Task Force in the South African Police Services. Very dangerous people. Part of you to pass to be a member of a task force, not even special force, task force, you have to jump out of that thing of a parachute. Every task given to you, you have to be dropped in a country, a foreign country, without that country knowing, in a bush, and then you have to find your way back without a cell phone, without a compass, nothing. You have to sit like this and look and say possibly this way and go and come back. That's when they teach you how to infiltrate the country. You know, not even a special task force. There's a force under the special task force is called counter-assault team. They are trained to pass a lie detector. This thing I was telling you about. Lie detector, you call it what is a DP? Polygraph. So what they do, because I guess they put things under your feet so that when you lie, the toes move. So under your toes, they put the pins inside your shoes. You must stay like this. If you move, even when you are lying, if you move, these things are going to cause you trouble. So your conscience is aware there are pins under my toes. So I must make sure even if I lie, these things don't move. They are trained to pass a lie detector. It's part of their training. So when a graduate TG of a counter-assault team says to you, I pass a lie detector, and you think this is an innocent person, you must know it's a lie. They are trained to pass that thing. We've got those people. It's not so much about Rwanda. It's so much how much protection Rwanda will get from Britain, from Israel, from the USA, if we decide to engage them toe for toe. That's what makes them survive. Why would, without an American protection, a Rwandan president go to Oval Office with the DRC president Tshisekedi to go and sign an agreement? When they come back, the Rwandan president is still continuing with his shenanigans in the forest of DRC. He knows. He enjoys protection from those people. But, I don't know what is the ANC resolution on the Communist Party. We are part of the globe. Globalization, it was not of our own design, but the world evolved to become a globe. And these multinational forums where we're able to express our views, whether we're being heard or not, make a space for us to go and articulate our views. We ought to utilize those forums. Let's take, for instance, the UN. It's one body which is a very good idea, ideally, but in practice, the big brothers don't take anything it says serious. You bomb UN missions in Palestine. You bomb people who are going to supply food. UN missions. Who are we in the bigger scheme of things? The G20 helps us to engage in global economic matters, to express what could be alternative ways to can get the world better. The G20 that emanates out of the 2008 banking crisis, which plugged the world into an economic crisis, and was trying to find an alternative platform international where such things can be avoided, is now being utilized by a fascist of note to settle political scores. So you will know, Nsigi, that where we are not wanted, that's where we are going actually. There where America doesn't want us, that's where we want to go. Because it doesn't matter, we want to express our views. It doesn't matter how much veto powers they've got in the Security Council. We want to sit as a permanent member of the Security Council and challenge this thing of veto powers. We know we're not wanted there, but we want to sit there. We're not going to retreat about that. We're not going to retreat that because we're not... comrades, local government elections, we're fighting. It's not about local government elections, it's for the survival of the EFF. Because if it took a knock in 2024 and it does the same in 2026, it must know that is a way out of the South African politics. So don't ask me about strategies. No. You can't ask me that. Just know we're fighting. And at the center of our fight, and central where resources will be put highly, is in the Eastern Cape. We have been sleeping in that province, and we're not going to have a provincial leadership that is going to sleep in that province. Someone asked me, are the provinces, that Eastern Cape leadership, if it's not going to change its attitude, it will watch this EFF from Reverend Zondo's church in Mid-Val. Is it Val or Mid-Val or somewhere there? Because that's where people are frequenting. The only person who's able to bring numbers for them is the congregation of Reverend Zondo. We have no place here for people who want prayers. Want prayers, Zondo is waiting for you there. In return, you shall march in his support for his rape case when he appears in court. Not here. Here, we're not going to loiter around with people of no value and substance. The performance in the by-election of Ekurhuleni yesterday has been sanctioned here now, 2 o'clock, when we're finishing. They are coming here. They must explain what happened. We are in that era where